So I've done this before, and I got to that coffee shop down there and I thought, wow, this is such an achievement. And I was with a mate called Berrin, who used to come out with the Fat Boys, and he said, I'm going to go a bit further to the top, bit further my arse.
Hi there and welcome to another episode of TeamFBiL. In this episode we've been training up in the UAE mountains. Danny has reviewed a fantastic swim gadget that might make you a little bit faster in the pool, and also you can catch up with us racing at the Ras Al Khaimah Olympic Triathlon. Also, it's new bike day for two of the members of the FBiL. Catch up with them later to see which bike they've purchased and why they have gone for that type of bike. Okay, so let's catch up with Wolfie, who is at the bottom of Jebel Jais Mountain.
We are going up a mountain. Big group of us today, so hopefully we can all stick together. A lot of water breaks, I reckon. A few pitcher stops. I think it took us 4 hours up and down last time.
It's 5 to 5. Raring to go. I've gone for a big granny on the back to help me up that, that thing there. I've tried it before. I got about 3/4 the way up.
I don't have a road bike, so I've got to go up on my TT bike, which is, to be honest, going to be quite tough.
Right, we're about 1,300 metres up. Group has split up, so we got Craig and Wolfie up behind me, just going up there. Danny down this road behind me. Litland further behind on the TT bike, must be doing really, really well. Probably about another 600 up to the top up there.
We're just waiting for one more of the Fat Boys. We stick together. Hopefully he'll be here any second. Looking forward to a coffee and a lovely descent.
That was hard. That was really hard. TT bike, brilliant. Would I do it again? Probably not. I'll probably take a roadie next time. I reckon my descent could be slower than going up.
The Fat Boys have made it up Jebel Jais. I'm so pleased. That is a tough climb. I didn't think I could do it. About 2/3 of the way up. It's about 6 degrees constant all the way up. Hardest part, I think, was the viewing platform there, and then you look up and you've got the mast at the top, and you're only about 2/3 up, so it really is a grind, but great for the legs. But looking forward to that descent down.
I had to get off and push, because that would fall off.
In this review section, we don't want to just review essential triathlon gear. We also want to help promote businesses within the UAE. When you reach the UAE, people are proud to tell you that everything is delivered, including McDonald's. In the last couple of years, we even get petrol delivery. Well, that hasn't missed out in the triathlon community as well. Velo Presto will come round to your house and service your bike. Or you can try and service your bike like Wolfie does in his bath.
So, Mr. Price, what have we had done today?
Servicing the road bike. It's been about 6 months since I bought it. It's been running absolutely fine, but as you can see, you get a mobile servicing van that comes around to your house. It's really fantastic value for money. As you can see, services start from as little as 250 dirhams. I went for the most popular service, the minor service, at 395. You can go for a major service or the complete Monty overhaul for 695. If you would like us to review your local business, please just contact us on any of the socials. We'll leave the details in the comments below as well.
How do you want me? How do you want me to pose? You know? I'd like to speak about this little gadget that is, well, it's making me above average really. Just recently I went for swim analysis, and one of the big faults in my stroke is that my stroke rate is too slow. As a consequence of my stroke rate being too slow, I had sinking legs, I was crossing at the front, and basically my technique wasn't good enough. So here comes in the Finis Tempo Pro, and this helps me keep my stroke rate up. And I'll tell you how. This little gadget has 3 settings. I only particularly use the 2nd and 3rd setting. When you switch to the 3rd setting, we get time on here, and you can set the time according to your stroke rate. So every stroke rate there is a beep. Now my current stroke rate is 57. Too slow. So all I do is have to set my tempo trainer up to above 57, 58, 59, and follow the beep, and of course that increases my stroke rate. Another function 2 on here, a pace timer. So currently I'm swimming at about 2 minutes per 100 meters in the pool. If I want to go quicker, I just knock the beep down a little bit, try and swim at 155, and then I can keep my speed over the 50 to 100 meters quicker. Brilliant little gadget, $40. Stick it under the cap, listen to the beep, and improve your swimming.
Do you realise now we're filming this frame's probably going to be split in 2. Come on, let's have a look. What we've got is, hopefully, inshallah, a beautiful Cervelo PX Series triathlon bike. It's only taken about 7 months to reach this stage through various COVID problems and being unable to travel and go and get it fitted properly. Fingers crossed. Okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for a long, long time. A couple of people are asking me why I went for this model. The big thing for me, essentially moving forwards in my triathlon career, I am essentially focusing on long course triathlons. And although I love my previous tri bike, which was a Boardman 9.4, the only slight bugbear for me was the additional storage that I needed to put on come race day. What I really like about the PX series is the integrated storage that's within the frame, neatly tucked away. I don't need to worry about it where it is come race day. Also all my fuel, for example, not just my spares, can all be hidden away. The adjustability was a big factor for me. I know, for example, that I have quite short legs and quite long arms. A bit of an orangutan look, you could say. But with the PX series, it really offers a variety of adjustability so I can get that perfect fit. So fingers crossed, come next summer, we'll be setting a new PB for the 180k in the long course triathlon. Race review of the Triathlon Ras Al Khaimah hosted by Supersports. Now first things first, the venue itself is the Hilton Hotel Al Marjam Island, Ras Al Khaimah. As a resident of Dubai, I can fully recommend this to anybody who would like to take the family with them for a staycation. It is a fantastic venue. So I myself took the family along, as did many other members of the Team Fat Boys in Lycra. But to the race itself. And interestingly enough, this was the first time that all 5 of us were in the same event, the Olympic distance. A chance for us all to actually see who was fastest out there on the course. To the swim, first of all, the 1.5k pretty much went as we planned, with Danny Walker coming out of the water first in 28 minutes. George had a cracking swim, literally on his heels throughout, only a few seconds behind out of the water. Wolfie came out a couple of minutes behind, and then myself a couple of minutes behind there, with our resident breaststroker, Mr. Andy Price, coming out in 39 minutes. So moving on to the bike, and it was a lovely flat course out there, very wide, a little bit of wind, but overall a fantastic course for some great times. George himself out on the tri-bike put in a very commendable 1:08.54 for the 40k. He's a little bit disappointed though, as this old fat boy right here managed to put in a 1:08.53. Yes, you heard that right, only 1 second between myself and George, but I'm never going to let him live this one down. A very commendable time of 1:11 for both Wolfie and Pricey out there on the course, and then Danny came in at 1:14. It meant it was all to play for going into the run. Now the run itself proved to be a little bit contentious in the end. Wolfie, we expected him to put in a fast run, and he did. He managed to complete the 10k in 46 minutes, which meant he managed to pull back the lead a little bit on George, but George himself put in a very stellar 47-minute 10k, which meant he crossed the line overall in first place. Now I was trying to chase them down whilst also fend off the two elder fat boys behind me. I didn't manage to cut into any of their lead with a 52-minute 10k myself, but I did manage to fend off both Andy and Danny behind. Or so I thought, and then I looked at the final results. As I crossed the line, Andy, for example, had already finished. Now, whether he'd magically turned into the invisible man and come past me without me realising, something was a little bit amiss here. Now, as it turned out, it wasn't just our two members of our Fat Boys, but many other people actually missed the U-turn on the run course. It's one of those things that happens in triathlon. There's lots of things we could look at, a lack of marshalling, you know, race briefings beforehand. I'm not going to point fingers or pull any excuses. They simply missed that turning point. There's some great footage of Andy crossing the line, knowing full well he's only ran 8k in the run. It's fair to say he's not too happy. Danny, being the elder statesman that he is, just decided to run an extra 2 kilometers anyway, so that on his Strava it would show that he did run the 10 kilometers. Which brings me to the overall results for the race. Congratulations to George. He managed to complete the Olympic triathlon in 2 hours 30 minutes exactly, with Wolfie just behind in a 2:33. Myself came in third place with 2 hours and 40, and then Pricey officially a 2:42. I think it's fair to say he'll agree, more likely a 2:45, 2:46 if we'd done those extra couple of K. And Dan came in a 3 hours 02, but I'm sure like Pricey, if we'd actually made that U-turn, would have been under the 3 hour mark. Overall though, it's a fantastic venue. It's a great race that I fully recommend to everybody out there, and we all look forward to doing it once again next year.
That's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like, and if you want to keep up to date with all the episodes, please press the subscribe button. See you again.